Hello, we are Group 7, and in this video, we will summarize the whole project. So let's get started with phase 1. In this phase, we will focus on problem finding and target user. We firstly created all data we need to identify existing problems and the user. Here is an important graph that indicates the problems occur during the grocery shopping, and these are the top 3 problems. We have the hypothesis that the group of students and modern housewives might have faced this problem. Therefore, we conduct an interview session to further gain insightful information from the potential user. We interview one student and one housewife, and we found out that the two groups having the same issue about to forgetting to buy things. And this is our focus problem. You can see here this is one of the scenario of the problem. After that, we create the user persona and journey map. The first group is student. We call her Pong Bang, who lives in the mortuary alone and sometimes forget to buy things. When she notices the running out item at the room, which made her feel frustrated, she have to remember what to buy and go to the supermarket. And after arriving her home, she just realized that she forget to buy some stuff, so she have to go back on the next day. Next is Kunarini, who has to take care of the whole family and herself at the same time. She sometimes faces the problem when she have to remember what to buy for the whole family. Similar to Bong Bang, once she noticed the running out item, she planned to go to the supermarket after work. If she have the requirement from her daughter to buy some specific item, she will get confused and take some time to find it. That's all for the phase 1. Let's move to phase 2.
Thank you, Ping. This phase will focus on our design and the solution. Next, for the design method, first idea that to help them plan before going to the supermarket, we hear the shopping list app. The second idea is to take the amount of item and notify when the item running out. The last idea is an alternative way to buy things. If user usually forgot to buy, we will automatically send the stuff to them by following the period that they choose. Next, the purpose solution, the RT solution, which have marriage app tag and notification, product subscription. Next, the final solution that we choose is tag and notification app, including some additional new feature. One of the most important consideration is that this solution provided sufficient information that help users feel more comfortable checking and reminding what to buy. The main feature are record the date that user has bought an item, how many of it and how many he used this item. Predict and notification, the date that item almost ran out. Integrating the statistic that helps customer that to summarize how they purchase and utilize each item. This is all of phase 2. Let's move to the phase 3.
Thank you both. And in this phase, we mainly work on the prototype and plan for the evaluation. Before creating the prototype, we come up with the key requirements, which consist of functional and non-functional requirements. And here is the list of requirements with all the features we designed in the previous phase. And then we select two main tasks and answer this main question to truly understand the functionality of each task. This will guide us what we should include in our prototype. Next, we start to create the interactive prototype. We separate into two iterations. We firstly create two versions of prototype and then get feedback from our team with the whole team so we can improve the design and produce the final prototype as you see here. Now let's walk through the design. This is homepage consists of dashboard and the item tab that going to run out soon on the top here. And next, for each items, the user can see and set the description for the frequency of use. The system will automatically decrease the number of items based on the frequency of use. Next is to record item. The user can manually update the number by clicking minus or plus sign to decrease or increase the number of items in the stock. Another option is involving the sensor. If the user want to use the item, just scan it and the system will automatically reduce the number from the stock. Next is shopping list. The list is generated by the system. And lastly, this is the statistic summary that shows the consumption of each item of each month. These are all of our design. Now let's talk about the evaluation plan. Here are main usability attributes that guide us to test whether the design meets these requirements or not. The goal is to improve the UX and UI of the design. So we use two techniques for testing. First is single out and observations. The user have to tell us what they think when we walk through the design, and we will observe them and see their interaction. Another method is the user review. We ask them to rate the design based on 5 usability as mentioned before. And here is a task that we let the user try. And after we get the task, we create the initial usability specification that will be used to observe. And the main four measurements we use here are use time, number of wrong click, number of question, and rating. In real practice, we will use this as a sample to record the result. Now move to the last phase.
Thank you, Bing. The last phase is talking about the testing and discussion. Next, our participants have three students and two modern housewives. The participants in each group have common condition is that they have to take care all of staff and used to forget to buy eating. And to recruit participants, we invite people around us, including our friends and family who have similar condition with our target user. Then we make appointment. Next, to conduct usability p-test phase, we create the task for testing and recruit participants. During that time, we create the consent form. Our team assign everyone to observe one participant. So before interview, we need to review scenario with the whole team. Then prepare record template for everyone. Lastly, we practice and get ready to testing. The test phase. We prepare the meeting link and device for testing, then invite the participant and ask her to sign the consent form, then start the record. On the record, we explain our work, give a task, and observe the participant while doing the task. For test phase, we thank to our participant in the section, stop the record, and starting our debriefing sections. Next, design framework. From determine goal, expose question, and shoot evaluation. We already talking about it in FETI, so I will talk about identify and prac- practice practical issue. There are 5 participants. We send the prototype link and make a meeting via Zoom, Loom, and MS Team. Decide how to deal with the ethical issue. We ask them for permission and sign the consent form. This is to inform that we will not show their sensitive data. Next, evaluate, analyze, interpret, and present the data. For the evaluation, we create the usability specification form that contain value measure for each task. It is the graph that represents the attribute evaluating from our participant. The maximum score is 5, so you can see that our score is more than 4 for all attributes. Next, move to the result and discussions. There are two main feedback for the UI part. The first one is the size. The user complained that the button is too small. Another problem is color of code cannot convey the meaning well. They have to ask how it represents the status. Lastly, all user need explanation to get how button in the shopping work. Next, even though the overall result quite good feedback, we can see the different opinion on the design. Moreover, we found that the modern hardware could need more explanation and spend more time to do the task. Next, about the, the debriefing, the application can actually satisfy the user needs. More design is simple enough to understand. However, we can improve the issue that we mentioned before to create more user-friendly interface. The next one, our future plan, we can improve design based on the feedback. We design the button or text font. We provide explanation of each feature using pop-up window, and we will design query criteria show the color of the status on the dashboard. This is the end of our video. Thank you so much for your listening.